I had a client once who called me up. It was an employer, and he said to me, "I've got an employer who keeps looking at porn." I'm like, "Hey, do you want to terminate?" No, we don't want to terminate. We want to make sure that we understand the liability. I'm like, "Well, there's discrimination, there's sexual harassment, there's all sorts of problems in relation to that." And I said, "So is he in an open office?" "Yes, he is." "Can other people see the porn he's looking at during the day?" "Yes, he can." Okay, perhaps we can pop them in their own office, put them in the corner so people can't see the screen. I don't know. Hi, welcome to MJT Law. My name is Melanie Thorley and I'm the director here at MJT Law, and welcome to the Lawcast. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I have been asked quite a lot about what is it that employment lawyers do and what do we do here at MJT Law. And I thought I would spend my Lawcast this week on giving you a little bit of a week in the life of MJT Law and a little bit of information about what employment lawyers do. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Okay, so MJT works Monday through to Thursday, and we work full on that whole week. Well, those 4 days. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing we do is on Monday mornings, we do what we call a toolbox, which is go through every single one of our current clients and we list them out and we figure out whether we need to do any work for them that day. We have to go through our emails over the weekend, and we have to go through the material that we've got, and usually it takes about 30, 35, 40-ish minutes. And super comprehensive. We'll give everybody tasks and we put them all on a giant board, and that's what we do for that day. Of course, we've got this electronic copy of that board as well, but it's really nice to see it on a physical board so we can cross each one off as we're doing the tasks. Now, the tasks are given in order of our client list, but they're not done in order of the client list. So that's another important thing. So that takes us to about 9:15. The office is already opened at 8:30. We've got the admin answering the phones, booking the consults, and then I start my consults for the day at about 9:15. Each consult takes about half an hour. I do 4 of them, and they're all free. It's part of my pro bono practice. For those of you who've been watching my podcasts in the past, know that I'm a really big believer in giving people, doesn't matter who they are, really good legal advice on their employment matters. Now, I get it all on those consults. I get employees calling me because they've been bullied at work, or they've been fired, or something horrible's happened to them, or they've been underpaid, discrimination. There's lots and lots of different things that an employee can call up about. I've got employers that I speak to who have all sorts of issues. Now, at MJT Law, we do pretty much everything from go to woe. So, someone might be asking about enterprise agreements, someone might be asking about employment contracts, it's sort of starting the business, or they are wanting to refresh their old ones. It might be they want to have a particular clause drafted in their contracts that they want me to review. There might be restraints of trade, and I'll get restraints of trade from both sides. It might be an employee who's leaving their business and leaving their employment and starting their own business, and they want to ask about those what we call restricted covenants, things that stop them from being able to do whatever they want to do next. And I give advice on that. I give advice on how to draft those clauses, and I give advice about whether the clause that has been drafted into the contract is enforceable or not. We give advice on how to manage employees. So it could be that they've got a difficult employee that they want to put on a performance improvement plan, or they want to look at something crazy has happened, like, I don't know, we have mad cases. And all you've got to do is have a look through the unfair dismissal decisions at the Fair Work Commission to see what sort of mad cases people like us receive. I had a client once who called me up. It was an employer, and he said to me, "I've got an employer who keeps looking at porn." I'm like, Do you want to terminate?
No. We don't want to terminate. We want to make sure that we understand the liability.
I'm like, well, there's discrimination, there's sexual harassment, there's all sorts of problems in relation to that. And I said, so is he in an open office?
Yes, he is.
Can other people see the porn he's looking at during the day?
Yes, he can.
Okay, perhaps we can pop them in their own office, put them in the corner so people can't see the screen. I don't know. But this person was very, this employer was very keen to keep this employee. And they didn't necessarily mind that the porn was being watched, but they just didn't want other people to have to see it. So that was fascinating. I've had employees who have come to me who have said, I've been bullied at work for the last 9 months, and now they've taken all my work away from me. I'm like, okay, are they calling it a redundancy? What's going on? And they're like, no. They're just saying that they've got no work for me left anymore, and do I want to resign? Like, probably not such a great idea. Yeah. So there's some liability there for the employer. So after my consults, it's around midday. Now, as those of you who are previous watchers of my podcast or listeners of the podcast and know the business or have jumped on the website know that we've got pets in the office. So I have a dog walker that comes in and picks up my 2 dogs and takes them out for a walk each day. So it's around midday and I am crazy hungry because I've been on run since probably 7:30ish for me, and now it's midday. And so I stopped to have something to eat, and while I'm doing my work, and I start looking at that giant list that we've created in the morning, and I start going through it. And then a phone call comes, and I've got a client who absolutely needs me straight away. And I've got my admin saying, looking at my diary going, we can probably fit you 5 minutes in. Just make sure Melanie's, doing the next thing, starting in about 7 or 8 minutes. And my day is diarised to the second. It really is. And it really makes, it's a real shifting beast as well. Like something that I think is going to take 10 minutes might take 30. So everything is shifted around my diary. We might have a client call up and say,
I've just been terminated, or I'm about to be terminated. Can you help me come to a disciplinary meeting? Or I've got someone who's trying to sue me. Can you help me with this now?
And we've got to figure out, as employment lawyers, how to manage our clients' needs with the timeframes that we've got. Now, you might be thinking, hang on here, Melanie only works 4 days a week. Surely she's creating this work for herself. I can assure you the work hadn't changed. We make the same money. We do the same number of clients. We have the same capacity over 4 days that we do have over 5. And I have no idea how that works in reality. All I can tell you is that my team love working 4 days a week. They are highly productive. And we just get stuff done. And we are full on during those 4 days, as opposed to maybe 5 where you take lots of breaks, where you're not kind of wandering off into the sunset. It could be loads of reasons why we manage to squash 4 days into 5, 5 days into 4. It could be that, really. The reality is we work 32 hours per week instead of 38, and we really squash what we do in those 32 hours. Hard to say. But I can tell you on Wednesdays at 2:00, almost every single week. Now, last week was a little bit mad. It was after Christmas and we had a lot of stuff going on, so we had to delay it. But pretty much 2:00 on Wednesday, we stop and we play a board game together. And that is just a time that we have that it's able to take the piss out of each other, have a bit of a laugh, relax, think about something that's not law, do a bit of, team bonding. I think, for those of you who are into that sort of thing, we do. And yeah, we just kind of stop and we have some fun. And it's in the middle of the week and we do it every week. So the phones don't stop ringing. I can tell you that. My PA will tell you that people don't stop needing us throughout the week. Even though we have a full day's schedule, we always manage to fit stuff in. I always tell my team that, yes, Anybody who looks at my diary can see that I am busy, but I always have time, and I will always stop and make time for things that need to happen. Okay, so now we're on Wednesday and it's still full on. We've still got the diary stuff, and instead of doing the toolboxes in the morning on the Monday, we're now doing them in the evenings because we want to hit that ground running on at 8 a.m. so we can get as much work done before the phones start ringing as we possibly can. And so we stop at about 4:30 and do a toolbox. If we can't fit it in, we will come back in the morning and do it. So again, I'm doing litigation matters, litigation being unfair dismissal matters, dealing with the courts, I'm dealing with the commissions, I'm attending conferences, I'm attending mediations, I'm attending court appearances. We are a full service firm and we do loads and loads and loads and loads of things. And luckily for me, every now and again, I get to go out and go for a walk with my dogs. And what that means is I basically go next door to this big patch of grass and I let them play like silly buggers. And it's a lot of fun, and I get to be out in the sunshine or the rain, and I get to be outside the office. My team, I try to encourage to have an hour lunch break, but that's just not work. It doesn't work for me. I can't get all my work done if I take a lot of time off. And when we're slow, we sometimes finish early. I don't see the point if the phone isn't ringing and we've done all our work and the clients don't need anything, that we don't just go home at 3:30, 4 o'clock, an hour and a half early. If we've done everything, I don't see any reason to be at work. Of course, I pay my staff when I send them home, but I don't see any point in making my staff be here. If we've done all the admin work that we need to do, we've done all the business development we need to do, then time to take a break. Happy days. Okay, I hope that my listeners and my watchers have had a chance to understand a little bit about how crazy MJT law is, how full on the work is on a daily basis. I also hope that you have a little bit more of an understanding of when someone calls up, why you can't get hold of me straight away. And that's because either I'm already in a call with somebody else, I'm already focusing on something that really needs to get done, or I can take the call and I have either a limited time or not to help at that very second in time. But we are pretty good at making a judgment call as to what priorities we need to put on our work. Now, I'm a lawyer. I am acting in the best interests of my clients 100% of the time, and that is an onerous task. So once you've had a chance to have a chat to us, you'll get a better understanding of how we are and how we operate. But that's kind of what a day in the life looks like certainly a week in the life looks like of MJT law and running the law practice. Have a great week. Next week, we're going to have a look at a movie which has some legal stuff in it, and it's always fun to see what is true, what isn't, what's bullshit, what's not bullshit. I hope you've enjoyed today's lawcast about what it is to be employed at MJT Law, and we'll see you next week, and lovely to talk and see you guys again. Thanks for watching.